Right on the interstate, on I-69, about to cross over the trade water and get into the Dawson Spring area. It may pass just north of Dawson Springs, but if you are in Dawson Springs right now, you need to be in your tornado safe area. But that notch, I was pan it right here. So there's Charleston, Dawson Springs, Olney. This is the trade water here. I-69, it looks like it's right on I-69 here. And that's moving northeast at, I guess, 45 miles per hour, I believe, is the latest speed that we have on that. And as we continue to look at the velocity, and we'll look at the different here, you can see, and this correlation coefficient here, we don't use this product very often, but that's an indication of sometimes debris in the air. And we're getting that right there along 62 and I-69. And that would be associated with the tornado that will more than likely move very close to, if not through Dawson Springs. If I had to say one side or the other, it may shoot just to the north and west of Dawson Springs, but it's getting very close to the trade water. It's probably about to cross it right now. So this is game on for southwestern Hopkins County and eventually a good deal of the county, but it's coming in from the southwest right now. This is a long track, violent tornado that started back in Arkansas, where it did produce fatalities. It had catastrophic damage along with injuries in Mayfield, Kentucky. It just went through Princeton, Kentucky, and is now about to go into southwestern Hopkins County. So if you're listening, you turn up the volume of the TV, get to your safe place. You can follow us on our app or streaming our live coverage on our Tri-State Weather Authority, Tri-State on the Go apps, TriStateHomepage.com online. You can follow along, but this is a very dangerous situation. Honestly, this is probably the most dangerous situation we have seen perhaps since 2005.
And they're about to issue a tornado emergency for Dawson Springs.
Okay, so
the Weather Services.
Yeah, and no surprise there. So
and there it is. I think it just came down.
Okay, there it is. And if you want to read, if you have the text that's coming in there.
Tornado emergency for Dawson Springs and St. Charles. They've issued a tornado warning. It's going to go until 11, but again, it is a tornado emergency, which we've been telling you. We don't see that very often at all. A confirmed large and destructive tornado observed over Dawson Springs. It's still moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. We've been telling you that. And they're still talking about the hazard being a deadly tornado. So that very strong wording, Wayne, has not let up at all. And now we've got a tornado emergency for Dawson Springs.
And you can see it here on live First Warning Doppler. There's the couplet here. This is going to be updating momentarily. This is about 2-3 minutes old, so it's going to be probably somewhere up in this area right here. But let me go ahead and pan this back a little bit more and get more of Hopkins County here into play. So it's very close to Dawson Springs right now. So this is going to move up towards Charleston and St. Charles. There's the new one just in, and it is right over Dawson Springs right now. Let me go back and take a look at the two different velocity products that we have. That's raw velocity, storm relative, all looking about the same here. And you can see clearly that couplet, the dark blues is winds rushing towards the radar, bright red is away. So there it is. The tornado is moving right through Dawson Springs, maybe concentrated a little bit more on the north side, and that's going to continue to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. I don't know, Stacey, if you in your box, can you get a storm track up on that? I just want to stay focused on exactly where this is, but Stacey's going to get a storm track, a more long-range storm track in terms of where this is going to be going over the next 30 minutes. But I want to stay right on top of this and go minute by minute in terms of where this tornado is going. And this is reflectivity coming out of the Dawson Springs area. And I'm going to go check First Warning Doppler. The problem we have with our radar, we're shooting through the back side of the storm, and it's kind of breaking up the radar beam, so we don't have a clean shot right now into the storm. But we can get it from the south here with the radar out of Fort Campbell. So this tornado is over the Dawson Springs area. Really, the velocity data is going to be our best indicator of where this is. So let's
switch to Max 2 to my screen, and you can see that storm track that we have put on there. Moving to the northeast, like we've been telling you, at 45 miles per hour. Take the full screen of that so everybody can kind of see that storm track real close. There you go. So right over Dawson Springs right now, moving northeast, 45 miles per hour. So that puts it into Richland at 10:45, Earlington at 10:50, Madisonville 10:53, and Anton at 11 p.m. Now keep in mind our cone there does get a little wider the farther to the northeast it goes, but we're going to continue to track this minute by minute for you here. But those are the next communities in line that you want to be in your tornado safe place right now. Get there and stay there until this storm has passed. So again, 10:45 Richland, 10:50 Earlington, up into the Madisonville area at 10:53, and then close to Anton at 11 p.m. Wayne.
All right, so we really haven't seen a weakening trend with this so far. It would be interesting to see what the next scan shows, because the farther northeast it goes, the more likely it's going to maybe weaken a little bit. And the new scan just did come in. You can still got that intense wind blowing towards the radar. So the tornado more than likely is right along I-69 to the northeast of Dawson Springs, and then we'll be moving up north of 69 as you move up into southern Hopkins County. Here's Morton's Gap, here's Earlington, and the tornado is back. Let me bring it into view here. Is about right here. So this is going to be shooting up in this direction and moving up into the Earlington area. As she just showed you, Stacey just showed you the time of arrival here. Something else that might be helpful here. I'm going to zoom back here.
And the Weather Service still saying spotter and radar continue to confirm the tornado near Dawson Springs.
Okay, I want to show you our shear product. This might be a pretty good tool when it comes to showing the track of the strongest winds if it's showing up. Yeah, sure enough, there it is. So this is a good snapshot of where this tornado is going. Okay, this is basically a snapshot every 5 minutes of where the rotation is. So bam, bam, bam. Now it would be in Dawson Springs. It lags the radar a little bit, but you can clearly see the path that this storm is taking. And if you just extend that line, it's going to continue. Let's just push it here a little bit more. Actually, let me pull back a little bit. I really want to make sure we have a pretty good feel for where this is going. There's Madisonville. Okay, there's the path it's taking. You just extend that to the northeast, right through Dawson Springs. Then it shoots up close to Madisonville. Earlington, certainly a better chance maybe, but Madisonville, very close call. I mean, the track could be similar to 05. Of course, that one went more this direction. This one's going more this direction, but it looks like Madisonville's going to be very close call. Better chance in Earlington, but really between Nortonville and Earlington, that's going to be the prime area right there. Again, you just extend that in that direction, and that's where it's going. So that's showing a pretty good, doing a really good job of where the tornado damage has been. So we'll get back to the traditional view. Lots of lightning. It's probably in that notch right there. So it's continuing to advance across Hopkins County, southern Hopkins County, at about 45 miles per hour. So just stay in your tornado safe area, hunker down, and we'll get through this. Probably just to the north of 69, to the northwest of Nortonville. So we'll get back to velocity data here. That's going to do the best job at picking this up. And there it is. The blues right next to the red. And it doesn't matter which product you look at. They are both sticking out like a sore thumb. You remember what we were looking at earlier tonight. Didn't look anything like this. And you got the tornado emergency here within the larger tornado warning, the new space scan coming in.
And we've added to that warning now too. When you get a second, I can update that.
Okay.
Tornado warning now goes for northern Muhlenberg County, also McLean County, and northeastern Hopkins County, and those are going to go until 11:30. So they're giving you plenty of time, and they are continuing this tornado warning. Same strong language. They have not backed off of it at all. A confirmed large, extremely dangerous tornado located over Dawson Springs. We've been showing you that. They've slowed it down a little bit, though, and that has been the case over the past few warnings, now saying moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. Still a particularly dangerous situation. So if you are in these areas that we are talking about, you want to be taking cover now, getting to your safe spot and staying there. This is a damaging tornado. It's been on the ground for a long time. It's had a history of producing some very significant to even catastrophic damage. So Wayne, now we have that tornado warning going until 11:30 for northern Muhlenberg, McLean County, and then northeastern Hopkins County.
All right, no surprise there, and we're going to continue to focus in on the velocity information here, because that clearly shows what's going on here with the tornado wrapped up right here, and that's now just along and north of I-69, and that's going to be moving up really close to Earlington. So I would say just south of Earlington might be the most favored area. I mean, this is going to be a very distinct path of damage. That you're either going to get it or you're not, and it looks like it's going to be a very close call for Earlington. Madisonville, it may very well shoot just to your south in Madisonville, but I'd still be in the basement in Madisonville, certainly. Nortonville, it looks like you're going to go to your north. So really, it's that area between Earlington and Morton's Gap, that area right there that is of the highest concern. And I'm going to continue to just zoom in a little tighter here to bring in all the communities, but that's your tornado. It's going to cross 112. There's Earlington up there to the north. And it looks like it's just north of 69. There's St. Charles. There's I-69. There's Morton's Gap. Got 69 going north, and there's Earlington. There's the tornado. It's going to come like this, and it looks like it's going to go into a fairly rural area there, right between Morton's Gap and Earlington. The new update just came in, and this thing is still wrapping up in that area. Let me go take a quick look here at the two velocity products, because it looks like we're folding over some here. So don't let the blue distract you here. That could be a combination of they're running out of colors on the red scale and they're going over to blue. So right here looks to be the tornado crossing 112, Kentucky 112, to right between 69 to the south, Earlington, and Kentucky 70 up here to the north. So game on now for the Earlington area, and especially those areas between Earlington to the north and Morton's Gap to the south. That corridor there looks to be the most favored area for what looks like a major tornado. We're talking EF3 or stronger, has a history of producing catastrophic damage. It's a tornado emergency for this part of Hopkins County. This is a situation you don't want to mess around with. This is one you stop whatever you're doing. We've given you a heads up the past couple of hours. This was on the way. And now is the time to be in your tornado safe area. And that is a basement if you have one. If not, lowest floor of your home. Get in the middle of your home. Put as many walls between you and the wind as possible. Get underneath a heavy piece of furniture. Flip a sofa over, a mattress. Throw a blanket over. Helmets, bicycle, football, motorcycle helmets, something on your feet. A flashlight to be prepared and just hunker down until this passes on through, because it looks like a major tornado that's going to be passing very close to Earlington, perhaps right between Earlington and Morton's Gap, and a close call for the Madisonville area also. There's Grapevine, there's Oriole, and there's your tornado right back here. So we're waiting on the next scan to update here. Here's reflectivity. So it's probably right in that area there, going back to velocity. That's a correlation coefficient right there. That's your correlation coefficient indicating maybe debris in the air. And that's going to, again, I think your best area might be right there between Earlington and Morton's Gap. In Earlington and Morton's Gap, you got to be in a safe place right now. You have to be. And here comes the new scan right there. And this is, we're looking at something we don't normally look at, correlation coefficient. It kind of shows lofted debris, that this thing is producing some damage, and it's about to cross Highway 41 between Earlington and Morton's Gap. Let's get back to velocity here. That hasn't updated yet. We saw the correlation coefficient update first, so right there, and it's going to come in here very close to Earlington. It's looking a little better for Madisonville, but you stay in your basement in Madisonville. We're not letting our guard down here, because right now a dangerous tornado that looks to be passing just south of Madisonville, and that might be the new update right there. Still, well, honestly, the couplet obviously still very strong, maybe a little less than it was when it was back in southwestern Kentucky, but it's certainly significant, and it is coming in. There's Madisonville to the north, there's Earlington, Grapevine, Morton's Gap. Best indication is that it's right there, coming in across 112, and then is going to shoot very close to Earlington, very close to Morton's Gap. A close call for both of these. I think there's going to be a swath of damage in here somewhere. Could be right over Earlington. Keep in mind the radar beam is up at a few thousand feet, so the rotation here doesn't necessarily translate vertically straight on down. And it looks like they just extended probably a new tornado emergency there, continuing up into the rest of Hopkins County. But this product right here is doing a good job at identifying where some debris may be in the air. You see that return right there. So again, it looks like Earlington to Morton's Gap, high risk of damage here. A little farther to the north, Madisonville, a risk. You stay in your basement, be in your basement south of Morton's Gap. But this is the area we're really concentrating on right now, is right between Earlington and the Morton's Gap area as this strong tornado continues to move through the area. Reflectivity, the notch is probably right there. That could be the tornado right there. And Madisonville's to the north. So again, it's looking a little better for Madisonville, but a close call for Earlington. And if we're lucky, maybe it goes through the rural areas right between Earlington and Morton's Gap. But this is going to produce some damage. It's just a question of how much and who's going to get hit here. And then it's going to continue northeastward. Once it crosses 41 and 69, it again gets up into a rural area towards Fees. I believe that's how you pronounce it there, up in eastern Hopkins County. But right now, the tornado is more than likely in that notch right there. New one just came in. And what do you have, Stacey?
Yeah, so they've updated the tornado emergency, like you said. So now it's a tornado emergency for Earlington and Afton, Kentucky. A particularly dangerous situation. They're talking deadly tornado. We can't stress, how significant this is enough. But the tornado warning for west central Muhlenberg County and for southeastern Hopkins County going to go until 11:15. So again, now we have the tornado emergency for Earlington and Often, I'm not sure.
Anton?
No, Afton, Kentucky.
That sounds like it should be Anton.
Yeah, maybe
where
they
the
have it
airport
spelled.
is.
Yeah, maybe they have it.
It might be a typo.
It might be a typo in there.
Yeah.
And also, we have the Weather Service out of Louisville has already issued a tornado warning for Ohio County, and that's going to go all the way until 11:45. And they are also calling it a particularly dangerous situation. I was looking on the chat out of Louisville, and this is kind of their wording. The storm getting ready to move into Ohio County, which is the one we have been tracking for you for a while now through Hopkins County, has had a history of extensive damage, causing injuries, causing casualties. So if this holds together, they're saying one of the strongest storms to impact that area in nearly a decade is. So they have gone ahead in Ohio County and issued that tornado warning well in advance of the storm. Like we've been telling you for the past couple of hours, everybody down in these areas need to take your precautions now. So again, Wayne, Weather Service out of Louisville, Paducah, everybody using as strong of wording as they can with this storm.
And I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
very quickly, talk to storm chaser Chris Conley. He is heading to Morton's Gap, but he did see the tornado as he passed through Dawson Springs. His words, it is a huge tornado,
Really?
A big tornado. So,
Yeah, and we have seen it on the ground now for quite some time.
All right.
Thank you, Brad. So again, Chris Conley now, who is our storm chaser, very experienced one, has been down in that area throughout the evening. And earlier, he wasn't, with a couple of those warnings that we had earlier, he wasn't seeing too much. Maybe saw a little rotation here and there, some rotation, but now he has definitely confirmed that he has seen this tornado on the ground and that it is a really big tornado. Wayne?
All right, so let's get back to first warning Doppler. This tornado is probably very close to Earlington right now. It looks like it may have gone a little more on the northern path up towards the Earlington area, maybe just south, but it's very close to Earlington. It looks like it's going to pass just to the south of Madisonville here. So we're continuing to track the velocity data here. This is not what we normally show you, but this is doing the better job, I think, of where the damage is. And this little little brightness that you see, this little colorful patch you see in our correlation coefficient product, may be the best indicator of where the tornado is, and that's actually updating a little quicker. It's right along I-69 to the east of Arlington, and so that's going to move up towards Fees, and then you've got Earls over here. So again, Madisonville, you're sitting up here right now. It looks like it's passed very close to Arlington, probably stayed south of Grapevine and Madisonville, and is now going to be shooting up into areas east of Madisonville and eastern Hopkins County. So that product is doing a pretty good job, and it looks like we lost some of the, I got some bad data, it looks like, coming in there with that particular scan. But there's that notch right there. So that's a good indicator, too, of where this tornado more than likely is. So Arlington, obviously, you'll know if you've been hit by this point because it's now past the Arlington area. It looks like it's passing just southeast of Madisonville up towards Fees or Fies next. There's Anton right there where the airport is, or Anton. Sandy's over here, and then you're starting to get into McLean County where you got Millport there. So this tornado now is passing, it came through the Arlington area. We don't know if it was a direct hit for Arlington. It looks like it's passing just south and east of Madisonville. But if you're in Madisonville, you still need to remain in your safe area. And now you have to be in your safe area east of Madisonville, along Kentucky 70. It's going to be crossing 70 to the east of Madisonville here momentarily. And there's no indication that this has weakened considerably at all. It still looks like a significant tornado. It is still a tornado emergency, and we continue to track it here on live first warning Doppler radar, pushing through the heart of Hopkins County here, just to the south and east of Madisonville. This is velocity data. I think we got bad data in here, so we don't have a really good view, but this correlation coefficient here, I think, is doing a pretty nice job of pinpointing where potentially debris has been lofted up into the air. And now the new one has come in, and we're not seeing quite as much of it, maybe a little bit up there. So it looks like the products are now updating a little bit. So we're just going to stay with this frame by frame. But I think this is some bad data that got into here on the latest scan, unfortunately. But it does look like Anton Fees, east of Madisonville, Kentucky 70, that corridor is next in line to experience the tornado. And then it gets up into McLean County. McLean County, Millport, Sandy is over here. I'm sorry, we're talking about northwestern Muhlenberg County, and then McLean County, Sacramento over here. So there's the latest scan that just updated. So yeah, it's going to get into northwestern Muhlenberg County near Millport, kind of ride Kentucky 85, maybe just south of Kentucky 85 as it moves up towards the Sacramento area. So we have Anton right there, Fees, Sacramento, Millport, all communities that are potentially in line to experience this tornado as it continues to move to the northeast. And it looks like the threat for Madisonville is beginning to diminish. Yeah, it looks like Madisonville, I'm going to get you out of your basement here shortly, but I think the circulation is now off to your east in that little notch right there. And I'll check our Doppler radar to see if it's doing a good job. Again, it's cutting through all that heavy rain, so it's breaking up the heavy beam, or the beam, quite a bit, so we're not getting a really good view at that. So we'll get back to first warning Doppler here, and this one coming out of Fort Campbell, I think, is giving us the best view. Though let's go take a look at VWX out of Gibson County, see what it's seeing here. It's got some shear also, but it's also having to fight through all that rain to get a good view of what's going on here. But it continues to show that notch near right along 70 there, approaching Fees or Fies there, just east of Madisonville. You got the airport right there. So this is going to be tracking up along the Kentucky 85 corridor to the east of Madisonville, then clipping northwestern Muhlenberg County up near Millport, and then going into southern McLean County up near Sacramento. So if you're watching in Sacramento, that's the next look.
They expired at 11.
At 11
yes.
o'clock.
Yeah,
because this storm is on the
moving
move.
out. Yeah, and they will allow it to expire. We also got another update from Chris Conley, our storm chaser, who's down there, who did tell us that he saw the tornado on the ground as he passed through Morton's Gap. And he is now calling, he said it's a rain-wrapped tornado, which I think we've been seeing on radar too, Wayne. But he has now confirmed that he certainly has seen this one, and it's a large tornado.
Yeah, indeed. And we continue to see that here on our first warning Doppler system. This product doing a pretty good job of pinpointing what may be debris in the air crossing Kentucky 70 there near Fies, about to go up into northwestern Muhlenberg County near Millport, Sandy. Bremen is over here, so it's not out of the question that Bremen will be threatened for the fourth time tonight by yet another tornado. But this is certainly the bigger threat out of all the ones that we've been dealing with. So I'm going to pull back and bring into perspective here a little bit of a broader view of where we're dealing with here. Madisonville looks like the threat has ended for you. It's now going to be shifting up into northwestern Muhlenberg. So there's Bremen, Sacramento, and there's your tornado right there. And we'll go look at the shear track here and see how it has evolved. And you can kind of see, and again, these are snapshots every 3 or 4 minutes of where the rotation is. So you just extend that out, and if you continue to extend it, and it does look like it passed just south and east of Arlington, at least the worst of it. And then it's going to go up in this direction. Just continue that line, and it looks like it's going to get close to Bremen and maybe come in right between Bremen and Sacramento. So right now, I would say this is going to be a close call for Bremen. It may go in right between the two, but those are the next two communities of size that will have to deal with this. Of course, some smaller communities in between there, but just showing you this, I think, gives us a pretty good feel for where this tornado is going with snapshots over time, and then you just extend them out in this direction. And it does look like Madisonville missed the tornado. It was a close call for Arlington and Morton's Gap. I think right in between, there was certainly some damage here based on what we're seeing. And then now Bremen and Sacramento are next in line here. So we'll get back to radar here, get back to the more traditional data, and we'll continue to look at velocity. And we're getting a little farther away from the site here in Fort Campbell, but it looks like we still have something up here in this area. We'll check VWX out of Gibson County. We'll see if that's doing a better job here. So this is Gibson County. VWX looks like the tornado now is right along, very close to where Hopkins, Muhlenberg, and McLean counties all come together, right there. Just still inside the Hopkins County line, but that looks to be the tornado right here. So we've shifted over to the Gibson County radar, which appears to be doing the best job at really detecting it. And look at the notch right there. So it looks like the tornado is just about out of Hopkins County and about to push up across the extreme northwest corner of Muhlenberg County in the Bremen area, and very close to Sacramento is where this tornado is going next. So it's right there. Going to move in that direction there. Close call for Bremen, close call for Sacramento. May pass right in between, but you need to be in your tornado-safe areas in both Bremen and Sacramento as the storm is now headed your way. And then after that, it goes up across extreme southern McLean County up towards Island, and then it's going to go up into Ohio County, western Ohio County, which is already under a tornado warning. So best fix right now is right on the Hopkins Muhlenberg County line, just south of the McLean County line, getting very close to the Bremen area. And you can see the couplet right there on live first warning Doppler. Let's see if the correlation coefficient, yeah, that's doing a good job right there too. You can see that little swath of potential debris that indicates that this is still a tornado lofting some debris up into the air. The new scan just came in, and so you project that a little bit more, and this looks like it's going to be a closer call for Bremen versus Sacramento. So Bremen, very close, especially just northwest of Bremen. You've got the potential that this is going to pass very close to Bremen and probably just miss Sacramento to the south, but either community, you need to be in your tornado-safe area right now. Update?
Yeah, we have an update. Brad, come in from the newsroom. You guys have been collecting all kinds of damage reports for us. What do you have right now?
Well, right now, and it's coming in literally as I speak, the southbound lanes of Interstate 69 near the Arlington exit have been shut down. Okay. A semi-truck has jackknifed, is on the pavement there. Several cars are in a ditch, we are told. and trees are shredded in the area. And this is in the Arlington area on I-69, southbound 69 shut down.
Thank you, Brad. We appreciate it, and we will keep you guys giving us all that information, because it certainly helps us to pass it along, because these storms are not weakening right now as they move to the northeast. So there's more damage down in the Arlington area, Wayne, as this storm continues to move through. But Hopkins County now kind of getting out of this, at least this part of the storm.
Indeed, and we did track that very close to Arlington, and it looks like it may have just gone through the south and east sides of Arlington, and now it's into the northwest corner of Muhlenberg County, approaching Bremen. There's the damage, the debris that's lofted into the air. It's a CC product. We call it the correlation coefficient. It's some of the newer Doppler technology. It's been around for 5-10 years, but we don't use it that often. But we get into a major tornado, it does a good job of showing debris, and that looks like it's headed very close to Bremen here, and a little bit more south of Sacramento. So the tornado's somewhere in this area here. And they just updated, it looks like, southern McLean and northern Muhlenberg counties. And this is the fourth tornado warning for Muhlenberg County tonight. I mean, Muhlenberg County has been in the bullseye, but this is certainly the most significant one, certainly more so even than the one that hit Central City. Obviously, based on what we're seeing on radar and the history of the damage reports that have been coming in. So far, no injuries reported in the immediate tri-state area. Mayfield, yes. So far, not here. But this tornado getting very close to Bremen, and then it's going to be tracking up into extreme southern McLean County, probably right along the Muhlenberg-McLean County line between Bremen, Sacramento, and Island. And that area right there, I think that's going to be your most favored area for the tornado. And we'll continue to watch this product when it updates. But there's Bremen, and it looks like it's going to come in, if anything, just to the north and west of Bremen. Maybe a direct hit. It's a very close call. It does look like it's going to come in south of Sacramento and then shoot up right along. And there's the new update, and the return's even more significant here. So there's definitely debris, and you can see it's just to the north and west of Bremen. So Bremen is a close call for you. It looks like it's right between the town of Bremen and the McLean County line where this tornado is tracking, just crossing over 181 now, and then was going to ride the McLean Muhlenberg County line, and that'll be the last town maybe for a little while. It looks like it's staying south of Sacramento, and hopefully will track south of Island over a more rural area. But we're actually getting some pretty. Well, I can't say we can pinpoint it exactly, but we're getting some pretty good detail here on our products as far as where this tornado is. And it looks like it's just to the northwest of Bremen. And there's Island, there's Livermore, Rockport, Central City. You're fine this time around. But this is going to ride up here, and then it gets into Ohio County. So after it gets through here, let me back up, and I'm going to have to go back here and hit the pan command one more time. After we get it out into Ohio County, it's going to ride this direction. And once again, a close call is going to be for Hartford. My guess is it goes in between right now, just based on where it is, shooting up in that direction. We take it up north, right between Hartford and Beta, but you still have some smaller communities out here. But right now, it looks like this is passing very close to the town of Bremen, what still appears to be a major tornado that we're tracking on live first warning Doppler radar. And our tools here coming in out of the VWX radar site, our correlation coefficient showing the debris here that is lofted and crossing 181. So I would suspect the next frame we see is going to have it up here right along the border of Muhlenberg and McLean County, and then getting very close to Island. So if you're in Island, you need to be in your tornado safe area because it's moving your way. And there's the next frame. So Yeah, look at that. Those are very distinct returns that we're getting there.
And the Weather Service is looking at exactly what you are too. And they just said they have complete confidence that this tornado is still on the ground, given the radar reflectivity and that correlation coefficient. And that's exactly what Wayne is showing you right there. That's showing the debris and that's showing the strong rotation. So they are completely confident that this tornado is still on the ground right now, moving just north of the Bremen area. So we're going to continue to watch this. We're watching what the National Weather Service is saying too. Let me check the National Weather Service out of Louisville. They have an update too, because they're the ones that issued that tornado warning already for Ohio County almost a half an hour ago. And they're saying that that tornadic supercell that will be crossing into Ohio County here shortly still has incredible velocity on the radar, typical of what you would see in a strong to violent tornado. So this is an incredibly dangerous situation. So again, that's the wording from the National Weather Service out of Louisville. And they are tracking this storm that's near Bremen, getting ready to make its way into Ohio County. And they put out their warning quite a while ago to give everybody plenty of time. But again, their words, strong to violent tornado, everyone's still completely confident that it is on the ground, and it's a really dangerous situation, Wayne.
All right. All right, thanks for the update, Stacey. By the way, Ron and Joe are also here in the Weather Center. They're on Facebook, and if you have questions about other parts of the area, you can talk to them. Obviously, we're focusing in on this major tornado, but what I do want to do real quick here is quickly show a bigger picture of what's going on in the rest of the tri-state. Because we have a lot of rain in the Evansville area, but nothing severe. We have another tornado warning down here in Crittenden County, Kentucky. That is moving towards also the trade water between Sturgis and Providence, but no warning there yet. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning up in northern Knox, northern Davies County, but some heavy rain in the Henderson area now. But we're not seeing anything severe. The big concern, and it is a big one, it continues to be down here along the McLean-Muhlenberg County line, where we have a major tornado that continues to track, fortunately right now over a fairly rural area, moving out of the Bremen area.